to another episode. So, in this one, we will see how you can create your own balance sheet and particularly to understand your own net worth. You're aware any company has to have its own balance sheet, and that is where out of the balance sheet is what one would determine whether the stock is worth the investment. Again, that happens with the mutual fund. Of course, you don't do it for the mutual fund. It is for the fund manager who does this. But balance sheet is an important document as far as the stocks are concerned, and indirectly in the mutual fund as well. Again, let's extend it. Why not you create your own balance sheet and see what is your net worth? And if your net worth is negative, then yeah, you got to take your own call as how to make it positive. And again, the net worth depends on the age as well. I mean, particularly if you're in 30s, it's okay. It's okay if you have because if you're in the 30s, you might take different loans, housing loan, car loan, many other things. But as you progress with your age, you need to ensure at any point of time, once you're hitting up about 40, you need to ensure your net worth is good. The more, again, I would not say what is the best net worth, but you got to make it in the positive side. Ensure you're always on the positive side. The higher it is better. The reason why I'm saying is higher the better. These days the world is dynamic. Dynamic in the sense most of us take corporate jobs, or be it in IT sector, be it in financial sector, whatever sector you take the jobs, and the jobs are always not stable. The layoffs are quite common. You got to accept it. Just like West, US, UK, or whatever, like Canada, the layoffs are more common these days. So that means you need to look out for another job. So you need to ensure that you have a good net worth so that you can tide over the crisis. That is number one. Number two, what if you want to do something on your own at certain age? 40 plus, yes, you need to look out for some other options, passive income or whatever it is. You have a good net worth to venture into your business or whatever it is. If net worth is negative, then you have serious challenges. So how do we determine the net worth using a balance sheet? Your own balance sheet. That is important point. Your own balance sheet. So as you are aware, a balance sheet has two components, asset and liabilities. Liabilities is something like you need to pay that liability at some point of time. Asset is something like you own it. Yes, you can sell it in crisis. You can sell it in crisis, and not all assets you can just sell it. Let's say assets, house. Yes, real estate is something worth. I say I have a house of about 30 lakhs. This is right? Okay, 30 lakhs of house I have. And to fund it, yes, I have taken a housing loan of 25 lakhs. So that means brought a margin of about 5 lakhs is what I have brought a margin. So 35 lakhs is my house. I just purchased, say for example, 2 years before. If you are in the age of 30s, normally an Indian will always look for an opportunity to buy a house. Of course, a car as well. These days, it's quite common. And the cars, say, it cost about, yes, fancy cars are there. But yes, I say the basic model, not a basic model. Yes, 7 lakhs is something like okay for a car. And again, this car loan, again, I have brought a margin, but I have about, say, for example, this is car loan is about 5 lakhs. So this is again, car is an asset, but it keeps depreciating. Depreciating. Keep in mind the car value. What is when you procure it, even after registration, next day you sell it, it will not fetch the same value. Keep that in mind. So 1 year down the line, it will depreciate probably about 20% or something. Is the different depreciation methods are there? Yes, it depreciates 20%. Car is not a, though it is considered as an asset, it actually depreciates. That's where is the challenge. House, it's an asset. Generally, it appreciates, but yes, the appreciation depends on the market. So I say house. I'm in 30s. 2 years before I procured a house, so it is 30. It has not really appreciated. The market, real estate market, is not that great. So I say whatever I have procured, the same value I put. So I have about PF. It's always good to have PF, whether you are in business or EPF or PPF, or if you're self-employed, ensure to invest in PPF, because that generally has the principle of triple E concept. When you invest, you get an exempt. As it accumulate, it gets an exempt. And when you withdraw it, that depends. There is an exempt category. So triple E is better always. You have funds on this triple E, exempt. That is when you invest under ATC, you have benefits. When it accumulates, you have benefits. It's not taxed. And when you withdraw it, also there are certain points you need to consider, but it is generally exempt. So exempt. Yes, ensure that you have sufficient amount in whatever it is, EPF or PPF. The mutual fund, it tend to vary, but you have invested. That's a good thing. So ensure you have about 1 lakh is there in your PPF. You use credit card. I say you have this varies, but I'm just taking it. I have credit card dues of 50,000. I've taken it at a higher end, but it's fine. Nevertheless, it's fine. And on this, you pay an interest. Always you pay an interest of say I have an interest payable as 2,50,000 is my interest payable. Uh, so that's also fine. And cash at balance is highly, yes, it's always better you maintain a cash at balance, whatever it is. It can be on just your savings account, or it could be even FDs, fixed deposit. It's also fine, because if when you want to liquidate, you can always easier to liquidate FDs without waiting. The next day you can liquidate it when you are in need of cash. So it is always better you have some amount. This could be an emergency amount for whatever reason, to your family members or to your own. You always have cash at bank. Could be the in your savings account on an FD. Have it about just five. It always depends on the your risk attitude, but yes, better to maintain at least a 10% in the cash. So you have in a balance sheet the asset and liabilities should balance out. So your net worth is now positive. It's about 12 lakhs 60. So that's the it's actually 12 lakhs 60 60,000. Yes, then it balance out. I'm just indicated in green that you have a positive net worth. So it is always better to calculate. You have positive net worth. It is good. It is good. You have a positive net worth. Now, assuming I have taken something like instead of my housing loan, I have made it as 45 lakhs. So yes, because of the real estate fall, I'm not going to change my asset. So to balance that, it's going to be negative here. Net worth is going to be negative. So this shows minus. You are negative. So your net worth is negative. You need to be very cautious. It's sort of okay at the early stage of career, maybe 20s and 30s, to have negative, because you have a long working life ahead, 20-25 years. It's okay, but you ensure that you make it positive as soon as possible. Yes, that is where you need to look out for a better paying job, or take out part time work or whatever, so that your net worth becomes positive. That's where, yes, say for example, if you are making only housing loan of 25,000, I mean 25 lakhs, uh, yes, in that case, it is only 12 lakh 60 is your, that is the net worth. It turns positive. So it is always important. I mean, the point I'm trying to convey is that, see, 30s, it's okay because, as I said, you have a long life ahead, working life ahead. But as you hit upon 30s, 35s, 40s, ensure that you have, in the network should increase. Ensure that you have cash at bank, invest in the FDs. FDs have lesser percentage of returns. Mutual fund might have, but risk is always higher in case of mutual fund. Ensure that you are not in a position to take the mutual fund at least minimum of 5 years, because something somewhere in mutual fund is not just on your own. The country goes through a crisis, our world goes through a crisis. In case of a war, some issues happen, the mutual fund or stocks are bound to fall. And in that case, mutual fund, so always it is better, whatever mutual fund you have invested, the principal amount, you take that only. The principal amount you have invested, don't take what is the market value. The market value is will highly fluctuate. So don't take that, whatever. So suppose you have invested about 1 lakh a year before, now it is 2 lakhs, don't take that, that will go to fluctuate. But whereas PF and bank, cash at bank, is always fine, because those are kind of a debt fund. There is going to be a fixed percentage of return, so it is better. No issues. You can take whatever is the value of your PF is, or whatever the value as cash at bank, whether it is FD or the your savings account. So always it is better to work with a balance sheet. Check time to time what is your net worth. And as I said, 30s is fine, but ensure to build your corpus. Ensure to build your net worth is goes on increasing. As you reach 50, you should, I would not say what is, there is no benchmark, but as you hit upon 40s, you have a good net worth. And as you progress further, 50s, yes, much better. 60s is your retiring age. You should have a good net worth, so that, whatever is your investment fetches returns, so that you can rest of maybe 10 years, 15 years till you're alive. You're not dependent on your someone. Maybe your children's, don't depend on your children's to fund your retirement. uh, um, 10 to 15 years post your retirement, don't depend on your children's. Build your net worth, and that is the point I just wanted to convey. And this is a long journey, starting from 20s to 30s, and at the 50s it should be at a peak. And yes, if you are at 50, you can even take early retirement and look out for other alternative employment. And these days, the jobs are not stable. The job market is highly unstable. So you need to look out for the options as you progress with the age. So I hope you found this presentation useful. Thank you and cheers, and do subscribe to my channel.